Breaking news, doomsday clock. We are in more danger of destroying ourselves than ever. Oh, we are we? Is it all of us destroying ourselves? Or is it a few people trying to destroy a bunch of people that they don't prefer? This woman here was kind enough to tell you all about all the underground bunkers being built in America because they didn't want a Fruit Loop like me telling you. So they had this woman here do it. So $21 worth $21 trillion worth of secret cities were built below. So we now know that is true, don't we? Now, according to this nice lady, which I have no problem against her, she said that they have built 170 of these things around America. Now, there's 170 cities being built around America that you're not allowed to go to? Well, why would that be? And shouldn't you, if you purchase these bunkers, shouldn't you be allowed to go to them? So underneath your feet, people are hearing booms, explosions, all of this and that. Well, look at all of this stuff that's being built secretly. You don't get to know about it, but everyone else does. I mean, I find that crazy. Why are all of these being built and we don't get to know about any of them? It's just crazy. So they're building an entire underground world beneath our feet, and you ain't allowed to go to it. So, but you got to pay for it. These boring devices happen to be owned by, the government. So they bore through this rock. This thing puts a perfect hole. It seals it, makes it just stronger than ever. This thing's nuclear. It's beneath your feet. It just puts out a perfect tunnel. They just bore this thing right through the ground and it just melts the rock just like butter, with nuclear devices and cutting wheels and all this fun stuff. Works like a charm. Whenever they break one, they just pull the front off and do a little repair and back in action they go. So all of these guys got a job building underground cities, but have never said one thing to any of you. Why is that? Are they better than you? So they care about them and their families and their safety, but they don't give a damn about you? I mean, all of those men are building secret cities. Well, who are you? You're American, so am I. But yet you're a different kind of American than I am, aren't you? Are you the same guys building these secret cities in Antarctica that are $100 million a year to live in? $100 million a year to live in these biodomes. Check out what's in Antarctica and on the moon. Do you remember paying any money to build these biodomes in Antarctica? People live in these things for $100 million per year. You don't even know they exist, but yet there they are. Huh. So we're not invited to these cities. But I guess if you were a famous movie star and you wanted to fake your death, or in some secret society, or, a guy that was from some island and had to disappear, you could probably go up here if you wanted to, I suppose, couldn't you? I suppose they probably control their environment and everything they know in here, and they probably have no idea about us either, do they? Or maybe they do. Like I said, these guys got stuff going on all over the place that we don't know anything about. Here's a diagram right here that shows the inside of a space shuttle. Could hold up to 74 occupants if you were to take them and seat them as shown here. Now, we all know that a large portion of what happened on 911 was to fund these black projects because they knew about this planet incoming since December of 1983 when they launched several satellites and found it. So they've known about this thing. So they are planning any and all means of survival for mankind. Underwater facilities to try to survive it that way, above ground facilities, below ground facilities, off planet things, space things, anything they do can try to come up with to keep the human race alive. Their version of the human race, which doesn't include any poor people. You're not apparently a human. Apparently, no poor people are invited to any of these places. So if the rich are the smart, then we're doomed, because we know most rich people are just pulled out of another rich person's crotch, which doesn't make you smart. That makes you lucky. So the lucky rich people get to survive, and all the smart, dumb people, well, you've got to go. There's only so many seats on that shuttle. Okay, guys? And they're going to make sure that if they put these things into use and they're shooting people up onto these space hotels and stuff, how much you think it's going to cost to get a ride on one of them things? China is building these massive cities and no one lives in them. And why would they be building cities and no one is allowed to live there? Now, I believe that these cities are for their elite. I believe their elitists don't want to go below ground and won't. So China is building massive cities all over the place to try to house their chosen folks from this Poleshift, and I suppose they know exactly where to build it as far as their elevational maps, and I'm sure these buildings are super constructed beyond what normal buildings are, and they're probably not going to be used until after the shift. Now, populate them after the shift, and you won't be allowed there. You know, I like to think of myself as a pretty cool and important guy, but I don't think that I'm getting in there. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let me in no bunker. So what about me and all of us Americans? What about us? What are we gonna do? So you guys got all these, like, you're gonna have stuff up on the moon, and you're gonna have stuff in Antarctica, and you're gonna shoot yourself into space hotels and these underground. What are we gonna do now? Us people? 800 camps. I don't think anybody's gonna go into those. You couldn't even get Mexicans to go into them in New York City. Remember? Yeah, they wouldn't go in them. What makes you think we're gonna? Oh, you think we're gonna go in them by force? I'm assuming that's the only way we would. I was told recently that board of directors and CEOs all over the United States and groups of people like these that gather in halls that we're not welcome in basically made a statement at all these board meetings in the 90s that said, let them starve. So these people that have these bunkers, these spaceships, this technology, the truth in books being held in places we can't see, they have all of the levers that they need while we have none. What do we do? Top secret just means the truth. All you tell us on TV is lies.